Life isn't only black and white. Somewhere in the grey lies the truth, where perspectives collide and stories connect. Welcome to the Black, White and Grey podcast. What's going on, gang?
Very good, very good.
Gang. What are we doing today?
Reinvention.
Yeah.
How often do we reinvent ourselves? And let's talk about reinvention in life, careers, personal self. I think it's an interesting topic based on all of our life's careers and past careers, mainly looking at actually all of you, more so than me, because I've been in the same game for 11 years myself since graduating. But you
weren't born to be a recruitment guy.
Oh, no.
So you've already changed. You've already transformed and
Yeah, I'm a
reinvented.
podcaster.
What did you study
You are a podcaster.
at university?
Do you actually want to know what I studied?
Sports science?
Geography.
No fucking way.
Business and geography.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody I know who's done well has done geography.
What?
I know so many people who've become really successful.
Well, it was human geography, so economics.
Economics, isn't it?
Geography is
right.
whatever you want it to be.
It
That's
wasn't
one thing I realised
colouring.
at school was it's just
No,
like
or just knowing about countries and.
Yeah, but like human, like migration and factors like that.
But geography's
like
not,
that.
no, geography's not as interesting as it was, right? It was more mysterious. When you were a kid, you just got told something about another country that you'd never seen, you'd never saw pictures of. They're like, this is a country, this happens there. And then nowadays
Now
you
you've
just
got all the
Google
videos,
and
right?
you
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, but that's the first time in my life I've told people that, and they haven't just straight away said, "Oh, so you did colouring, clouds, no, like, not that."
Cumulonimbus, cumulus.
Mountains.
Sure.
Tectonic plates. Anyway, but
Such
no,
a
I
good
thought
subject.
reinvention's a good idea because
Anna,
The
you've
you
reinvented
three,
yourself,
yeah.
100%.
I believe you have, in terms of
What?
especially
Yeah, you have as
professionally,
well.
and definitely Mike.
I definitely haven't.
Oh, here he goes.
I haven't reinvented nothing. What have I
No,
reinvented?
you were a sportsman,
man.
right? Anybody who has to, any
I'm still a
guy
sportsman.
who gets older, me included, and has to put your sports career behind you, I think is a reinvention.
What do you mean, playing it?
Doing it.
Just accepting that there was a point in time where
But I
your
wasn't a
physical
professional.
peak
I wasn't a
was-
professional though.
You could
No, but we're still having to get. We're still approaching the back end of the curve of our physical
I'm
peak.
still playing the game. This is what I'm
you
saying.
need to share the
I'm
secrets.
still playing the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Did
mean?
you run though?
I ran as well.
What was
Time.
how fast were you?
And what level?
What running was it? 100 or more?
200. 100 meters, I was too slow. But I grew up with the best in the country.
But,
So
too slow is relative, right?
yeah, that's what I mean. I grew up with the best in the country. You grow up with the best in the country, you're too slow.
What was your 200 meters?
At 15, it was 22.7.
That's quick.
That's fast. Jesus.
But
You
again,
still got that? What you got now?
no, not at 15. At 16. No, I ain't got that. Definitely got that. Probably about 27.
do you still run? Do you still run?
No chance. You can't run. Your joints won't take it anyway.
Yeah, it's
Like
bad
you
for
can't
your
run.
knees.
It's bad for your joints.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and also if I find as you get older, your hamstrings are just like on the edge.
Well, you've got to do a lot of gym work. So my mate is still running. Now he's the Masters record holder. The Masters record
Is he?
holder.
I saw a guy who was old. He was like, I think it was maybe Kim Collins or something in his 40s. Did
Kim's
like
what, 49.
like 10 something.
He ran a 9. He ran a 9 seconds, didn't he? When he was something like 48 years old.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
amazing.
So reinvention. Actually, you know what? I'm on an exciting reinvention thing at the moment. So my partner was just like, let's do a it's sort of like it's called a sprint triathlon, but it's based on the Olympic distance but halved. So it's like 5k run, 20k cycle, 750 meter swim. Did that on the weekend.
Wow.
Just in the gym because you can go from the pool to the gym thing, which I really enjoyed. And I used to hate all of that kind of like people doing triathlon things because it just was like people checking their watches and doing all this stuff. But in it, I've discovered a way to fix a lot of hip pain I had
Okay.
for the longest amount of time, and it's like night and day.
Yeah.
Just not having constant
So you're-
aggravating pain.
You kind of your body's using different mechanics that you haven't used before.
When I was using, because I was researching about it, I figured out what was wrong
Yeah.
using ChatGPT to then try and solve like a long-standing issue. And I honestly, I sleep better. I'm not like in constant
Interesting.
Chronic pain.
chronic pain.
Chronic
And suddenly
pain.
now I get the idea of running. I'm like, oh, when you're not like dragging with the outside of your hip joints along your IT band, you feel completely different. And
You're
I'm like,
running
I could see how you could enjoy this.
You're
So-
running forward and not sideways.
Yeah,
That's what's happening.
yeah. And the reinvention's coming, right? So it's like I can actually get enjoyment out of a sport because you're kind of switching your brain on. But you know, reinventions. Does it start in the brain and the identity, or does it start elsewhere? Do we need to think we need to change and then change, or does it happen more organically?
Yeah, that's a
And
good
is it a
question.
constant natural thing anyway? I mean, like your 20s.
No, I don't think it is, because I think sometimes everybody's bumped into a wall and gone,
Yeah, true.
I'm smacking my head against the wall, I'm smacking my head, and so we just keep doing it until it gets so painful that you go,
I need to change.
I need to change. I think it's a mix of both. It's natural and that. Because I think as you grow,
well, the better you get at calibrating,
40,
right?
Yeah. In an age perspective, like 20s are for, I don't know, building and messing around and learning a lot about yourself. And then 30s, I guess things naturally, depending on where your life goes,
that's what I was going to say. I suppose it depends what baggage you put behind you through that process, right? How many anchors you kind of drop along the line that keep you rooted to certain behaviours and being loyal to certain things, and then deciding if loyalty actually matters, because you're dealing with mankind again. And as things move, you're still there, or do you have to move with it? Like, these are all the decisions
that you subconsciously just change. I mean, you find a partner, buy a house, have a child, so you're sort of reinventing yourself on that journey without even knowing, because you're changing, because you're forced to change by the.
You decided to have a child. You knew you was
changing.
You knew you was changing the moment you decided to have a child.
Is it reinventing yourself, or is it just growing?
Growth.
Well, it's a similar thing, isn't it? Really?
Evolving, isn't it more like evolving? Because having a partner, then it's a part of your life that you have.
Yeah, but you had I feel like you had a big reinvention moment, because when I've met you, the job that you had, compared to where you are now. I know you were constantly working on yourself and always very motivated, but to me, I don't know. There was a few years we didn't talk, but not for any reason. We just didn't. And then then I saw this different Anna.
But I suppose you've also got to look at what is reinvention. Is it an intentional thing? And then there's growth, like you said, growth and evolving. And is that the natural state? Like, what is reinvention? Is it intentional?
Yeah,
exactly. It can be both, right? You can reinvent yourself. You can make a decision. I'm going to reinvent myself, or sometimes you are forced to reinvent yourself because you.
But if you're forced to do something, you're still making an active decision to make that change, or you're bumping your head against the wall because you want to stay in that place of pain. It's up to you, right? It's still intentional. I think if there's an intention,
do you think it was a decision?
If there's a decision made, then there's a reinvention. If it's just happening, as in you've got a family,
that's evolution, right?
You've been sacked from work and it's just happening in front of you.
Yeah,
that's just happening. I don't think that's a reinvention. I think reinvention has to be intentional.
I agree. I agree with that. I think when you're reacting to what happens on the pitch, that's like a survival strategy. Whereas I think reinvention is stepping into not what you don't want, it's what you do want, and that's.
So back to David's point about your changes from your work career. If we go back to some of the conversations we had around manifestation, and you was in this place and you was like, I don't like it here and I want to be here. You made that change, and then you just left it up to the universe to put those pieces in together. But the intention was mental first.
I feel like whenever I meet people of the David area, they're always sort of surprised and of as in, who is this person that how did you manage to be from here to here? How did you manage to sort of bridge from who you were at that place where we met to where you are at the moment? And I never have an answer for it, because I feel...
Well, it's because you no longer chose to accept the contract of who you were at that time. That's the thing, is I think you sit there and go, I reject the contract of what my life's about now, and therefore I will change it. Because it's got to be a rejection of the identity. You know, some people go,
it's identity death. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You've had identity death.
But you changed jobs completely. You were in the same field, but the job you were doing is completely different to the job. That's why a lot of people are surprised.
They are.
So what were the two jobs?
Well, she went from working in a back office of a recruitment agency to owning and running a recruitment agency. So, that's an interesting change.
In what period of time?
12 months.
So you done it in 1 year?
Yeah, it was insane. In the heart of COVID as well.
And that's for me, that's an intentional decision.
Yeah.
There's no way you sat in the back of that office for 12 months and thought, I'm
100%.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I used to look at them and thinking, my goodness, they're making so much money.
But the reinvention is not complete, because what you said is, I wanted to get money.
Yeah.
Not I want to be a recruitment agent of all recruitment agents. If you could, I mean, maybe you'd say I'd make $1 billion being a recruitment. Maybe that'd make you happy, but I still don't think it'd be you. It'd be you expressed as somebody getting resources. But if you could be a multi-million-dollar owner of a sports club or something, you wouldn't do it.
I would do it.
You do it.
Yeah,
you prefer that. So that's what I mean.
It's not the agency.
I watched a show on the weekend, which I've never been that interested in F1.
Yeah.
But I think the storytelling of F1 Drive to Survive is fantastic.
Yeah, I watched one episode last week.
Yeah, and it's just these young kids coming from like this go-karting thing to like they're thrust into the limelight, given 7 figures or more at like 18, and suddenly goes from like living in his parents' like little house to just the pressure of millions of people watching you, whole team's bonus structures relying on your performance, and like they have to come into being. You see one of the young guys that's like mentally bottles it, and then they demote him, and somebody else
get out of here, innit?
Really? So how did he react to it?
He
Like,
grew.
obviously-
The 18-year-old's just grown like a giant to fill the gap. But he's
Really? I
a
need to
different
watch
person
that.
This
now.
is really important, and I think on the topic of reinvention, reinvention, I think it always comes with a price. Reinventing yourself comes with a price. So
it should.
What's
do
the
that.
price, do you think?
well, I mean, you're reinventing yourself. You might be like learning new skills. If it's career focus, if you reinvent yourself, you're learning new skills in a career. But then you're becoming a beginner again. So there's a price there.
Yeah.
And it's a similar thing. I mean, pressure. So
Yeah,
this
the
18-year-old, whilst he's driven go-karts for 10 years and loves the sport,
Yeah.
he's
Well,
now
he
a
went from
Formula
like
1 driver.
F2. He skipped a whole category, and the guy Toto Wolff, who's the sort of $1 billion or billionaire owner of the thing, was like, "I'm going to take a chance on you.
The
You're a
owner of
rookie."
Mercedes.
And
Did he work?
Who's that? Antonelli.
He's doing Antonelli.
Oh, okay.
You know him,
Yeah.
He's doing well.
Yeah,
but
Antonelli's
with it, you let go of the old version of yourself.
Well, look at Lewis Hamilton's now moved to Ferrari. Everyone's like, he's having a tough time.
Tough time, yeah.
Well,
So-
you have to
Yeah,
lose
of
that
course.
identity. You
But
have to
then
have an identity.
that's a heavy cost, because you've spent your entire life building that person, and then all of us overnight or over 12 months.
But is it
become a new
though?
person.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you intentionally choose to reinvent yourself,
Yeah, but I think
it's not a heavy cost.
No,
It's a
of
cost
course, but
based on a
It
choice.
can come with a shock, because you can
Maybe.
be like, oh shit, this is.
Oh, this is what it looks like.
Yeah. Oh damn.
It
There
does
are
come
You've
with-
peeled back the curtain. And you're
Yeah,
like,
literally.
oh,
And then you're there.
said
and then
he's
you
like-
might not be built
yeah.
for it,
He
right?
said he had like 40 plus media appearances immediately booked. So it's
Yeah.
like you're getting paid big money. You don't just get to focus on the driving anymore. You're going to go do the corporate handshakes.
Are you ready for it? But that's the game, though, isn't it? Are you ready for it? And that's the conversation that they sit down and have with them in the rooms. Like,
Was he
you've
trained
got the
for it?
skills, you've got the talent,
For
but are
what?
you ready?
Media appearances,
It's 18.
baby.
Nobody knows themselves well enough. At
But
18
they've had
easily-
media training. They would have had media training from 14 years old up, right?
But you don't want to do everything through the lens of media. Like, if you're going to survive that, you want to just show up as whatever you feel. You know, you want. So Verstappen, who's the big guy, he'll turn up however he feels like turning up on the day. If he wants to have a narky interview, and he'll just do it, right? Because he's established himself.
I think what we don't take into account is that some people are built for this.
Yeah.
And that's why they make it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not civilians like us.
No.
They're
So
built for the pressure
That's
cooker.
more likely evolution rather than reinvention, which is what you were
Yeah.
touching on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know.
I think Michael said something last week, and I think you forgot. He said sometimes when you reinvent yourself, or when you evolve, or when you change, you still need to get to know that person. Sometimes you don't even know
Oh,
you're
yeah,
becoming.
facts.
You're becoming something. I don't
the
think.
same facts about your boy.
Yeah, I was right. I was right.
Yeah, I was
I
right.
Bars.
Because you said that.
Bars, innit? Bars.
Because you said you always
He's
plan
right,
to. It's a
though.
decision that you make, and then you said like, well, once you get there, then you need to get to know this person, and you becoming.
you
Who's
yeah.
Michael
Who is?
now?
Yeah, you got to know yourself.
Yeah,
innit?
who's David now that he owns a recruitment company?
Look,
dig
And
that.
he-
and don't ever get it twisted. A lot of people don't know themselves from birth till now anyway. They don't know themselves because they don't spend enough time with themselves. Like, you're growing up, you're normally surrounded by so many families, friends, and different people in life, and taking all these things in. How much time do you actually spend with yourself, getting to know yourself? Who are you?
Who am I?
And that's where the lost in translation comes, and that's probably why the whole idea of reinvention exists, because people don't know who they are, and the moment they stop and look at themselves, they don't like where they are.
They have a
here-
shock,
here-
don't they?
They have a
Shock
shock.
moment.
Here's
David.
an interesting one, right? Oh, sorry, Anna, you go.
Go for it. No.
No, go.
Well, I was going to say, I think reinvention is not using the existing patterns that you're familiar with and doing something, as you say, becoming completely beginner again. So, for instance, I spot a pattern that I fall into, which is I'll carry emotional weight for people as a sort of intellectual. It's a bit like a podcast. So I'll ask them questions, they'll offload, I listen, da. But I got to the point of the week where I was feeling so frustrated.
What, this week?
No, it was last
Generally,
week.
generally.
I felt like that as
What
well.
were you frustrated
I was
with?
so frustrated because I was like, lots of people were offloading,
Chatting shit, innit?
and I was like, what am I getting out of the
Yeah, what's the benefit?
conversation?
What's the benefit?
But I'm falling into this pattern because it's so familiar to me from being a kid listen.
You was a therapist. You're a therapist.
Youngest kids, you know, mum's big character, very emotional, but it's like I was so used to it. And I'm like, that's not reinvention. That's me just accepting the same old contract and feeling a bit annoyed about it. Reinvention would be going, let's get positive and just go, I hear you.
Just say fuck 'em, bro.
Do you think you were meant to be a therapist?
No. A therapist is like being anybody who is there to journey make other people's stories. It's not it could be your story, but it's probably not. It's probably a second order.
Oh, you're definitely a therapist.
Yeah, we spoke about friends being free therapy, didn't we?
Yeah, you're free therapy for sure. I'm coming to you later.
You have to open up, Mike. You have to open up and have to hear
He's good at it. He's good at it.
Oh, but you know what I mean? That's
But
like,
some days he just tells you, just cuts off, like, stop the bullshit.
yeah, but that's my
Just
fault,
do that
right?
shit.
That's my fault. That's
Some days he's not in the mood.
A question for you: did you want to be sport? What was your like growing up? Did you want, because you were into sports, you were very friendly with some impressive sports professionals. What did you want to do sports? And was there a stage where you realised you couldn't? It wouldn't pay the bills, sort of thing, or not? Like that journey. I'm just
every time Dwayne's finishing 5 meters ahead, you're like, I'm not going to pay any bills.
Listen,
with this.
I've always done sports. I've always played football from about 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and then track and field was a natural progression because, like I said, my friend grew up in track and field. He's one of the best. He was the best at his time. So then I gravitated over to that and done them kind of both. Played for Potter's Bar as well through that phase. But when
mention that,
it's like that.
But when I stepped on the track with the athletes, like Christian, Malcolm, Dwayne Chambers, when I stepped on the track with them, and you hear the gun go, and within first 2-3 strides they are gone. Then you're like, oh. I'm not that fast.
I'm not that guy.
I'm not athletics fast. Yeah,
I know, but
go and get smart in it. I'm not
maybe
athletics
we need to send you over to Russia or something
for the campaign. No, but that's what it is. So when you get that reality shock, and it's a physical thing, right? And when you realise track and field, taller than me, bigger than me, they're different mechanics. Then when you look at it from that aspect, you're like, it's not for me.
I guess I asked because the question of high performers in certain fields reinventing themselves and then being bad at something again. I think we've all experienced that in some degree in life, where you're like, where you're starting from scratch basically, and you know, professional athletes. Well, you see all the time stories of professional. There's a famous NBA player, I can't remember his name, who became homeless after like 10 years in the game. And that's obviously money management and things like that. But you see it with footballers all the time.
Did it happen to Iverson?
No.
Iverson did.
He lost a lot, though.
What's he doing now?
Iverson had that Reebok deal when he turned 50.
Yeah. Some people were always going to be okay. They were so prolific that if they.
But go on, carry on.
But the idea of that, I know. I'm quite friendly with a guy whose brother plays for Aston Villa, and this specific player has made sure his entire family work for him. And his brother's now manages money, buy properties, do all sorts of it, which is a great way to go. But I think there's a lot of professional athletes who, you imagine just being in the NBA or being in the Premier League, and then for some reason your career stops, retirement, injury. That must be, I cannot imagine the mental health that comes with that. Challenges. Right?
I know a few of them that has happened to, and then the contract doesn't come.
No, exactly, and then. And you know, especially if you're in a sport, rugby is a perfect example. Rugby doesn't pay what it pays well, professional rugby, but only the top 5 clubs in the country. Yeah. And your top player in our country is on, I don't know, salary of 400 maybe 1,000 a year, good money. He has got £1 million sports brand deals. But you know, when I worked at Saracens Rugby Club, and the CEO at the time was making every single professional rugby player, and that's one of the best teams in the country, start a business on the side. One of them started a beer brand that's doing really well, because he knows, this ex-CEO, he knew that one day your career will be over and you've got another 30, 40 years to live.
Wow.
You need financial stability because rugby doesn't give you that.
Yeah.
And I think reinvention or evolution of the player, but that must be a heavy load.
How was it for you? What made you start your own recruitment company at such a young age?
It was you, mate. No. I guess liking risk. I think I've always wanted. I like the dopamine that comes from the challenge, maybe. recently I've been wondering how long I'm going to do this for. And some days you wake up and think, oh God, I wish I just had a 9 to 5.
Yes.
But then
Very
I
often
think
now.
to myself, no, I live for this shit. So I think I did it because the challenge of doing it, that's what gets me up every morning. I think working for somebody else and making somebody else money was difficult. I think it's hard to answer that. And I'm sorry, I just think I was in an industry where it's quite easy to go and start yourself.
Yeah.
And I realised I was in a situation where, well, to be honest, I had enough money to pay my bills for 6 months. So I was like, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Actually, in answer to your question, I was so confident that I could go and if I failed on a Friday, I'd have a job with another agency on the Monday.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
that guy,
true.
yeah.
Like I knew it.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So that definitely reinvented myself because my whole life changed. My social life changed humongously. It was head down, lock in, and it's been like that for 5 years, which is why I'm doing this stuff now because I've dimmed myself. It's become, so I actually think I'm reinventing myself since January in a way.
I like that.
It's healthy. But I think it's interesting. I think everybody moves from wanting life to feel a bit like a slot machine to feel more like a strategy game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you're probably getting tired of pulling the lever. Do I get the contract? You know, because it's a sales culture type.
Oh, it's
type
repetitive as well.
Yeah, it's like, oh, bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, you know, when you start diversifying and moving your resources between things, you'll sit there and go, okay, what's the balanced approach? And then you find yourself, right? Because some people will double a double. Like if you take Elon Musk, sold a business, drains his exit from that business to try and start new businesses so you can leverage up even more. Other people go, you know, 10, 30, 40, 50 mil is going to do me just fine. I'm not hungry enough. If I could grow it to 70, but I'm not going to try and become springboard to a billionaire.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to a stage recently where I'm like, you know, I think when you're any young man growing up in London, aged 15 to 25, it's like, you know, I want to be a millionaire, I want a Bentley and all that stuff. Like, I'm past that. I want stability, and now I'm looking at my life like, how long do I need to do this to, I don't know, pay off my mortgage? Like, for example, if I could pay my mortgage off tomorrow, I'd probably stop doing what I do. I'd do it like 2 days a week, and then I'd do something leisurely that I enjoy.
What would you do?
Yeah, I was going to ask that question.
I think you've asked me this before. I don't know. I'd probably like...
cafe, he said.
Do
Coffee
you know
shop,
what? I just went to that cafe downstairs. Have you seen it? That one next door, the tiny little one.
Yeah.
Holy cow, man. I paid like $4.80 for a cappuccino. And
How much
it's
are they,
niche in there. It's nice in there. And I just thought, this guy's probably making more money than most people I know. And you know what I like the idea of is a food van. I've gotten into a few like music festivals and stuff. A food van. I've been to festivals and I've seen the stacks of cash. You know,
Is it for
we're
the
no longer
cash?
taking card. We're no longer taking.
So you like cash, yeah?
No, I just. But just, you know, something like that. I don't know, just something tangible. I hate
something
sitting
different.
at a laptop. It is. I sit at a desk all day in a room.
Yeah.
Like, in the winter, I go into the office. It's dark. I leave and it's dark.
Yes.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. Hate that. Boring.
So you haven't. You said you haven't reinvented yourself.
And
if you haven't, then when are you gonna? What are we gonna see?
You know what? I think just based on the discussion that we've had and kind of identifying the intention, I think now I can see that I have through the intention, because really I made music as well. I used to be a rapper.
No, never. How have I not learned this?
Where are these CDs?
I used to be a rapper, right? And
CDs. Don't mug him off like that.
Hey, Veronica, drop a
Me and my mate.
Mixtapes?
It was CDs. It was CDs. And
CDs.
me and my
Has to
mate,
be CDs.
we rapped. We rapped for the office of Deputy Prime Minister. Done that. Killed that office. Made a shitload of dough from those guys. We was on the stage with Blue.
No
boy
way!
band.
Wait, what the hell is this?
So, by the way, he was a dancer.
No.
David was a dancer.
Yeah, we don't.
We actually didn't know
David,
that.
you was
When
a
we get
dancer,
Michael on a vein,
No,
let's.
we're on Michael. Hang on a second.
Yeah, it's a spit bars.
You guys know him better than me, and
I didn't know.
know this.
Never once he mentioned that he
Yeah, it's a spit bars, isn't it? Like, that's why when Michelangelo was here, me and him knew the same people.
So
And he's a producer.
So because like rapping.
So yeah.
Because have you seen
So you
that YouTube channel that's come out recently, Steal something?
No.
And they're bringing back a lot of the old school guys.
I had to drop myself out of that because it takes too much energy, and it was the industry.
Can I find you on YouTube anyway?
Yeah. Can I find you somewhere?
I don't think you will.
What was your rap name?
Channel U.
No, I didn't
what was
do
your rap
Channel U.
name?
MTV.
What was your rap name?
I'm not telling you, so you can go and Google.
So everyone can find out. You had a.
Mate, I think you've reinvented yourself more than you know.
No, I definitely have reinvented myself. I've lived multiple lives.
When was it that you were a rapper?
100%.
How many years were you a rapper?
I've been rapping. I was rapping.
You don't leave it.
You don't leave it.
Yeah.
From about
Poetry.
12, 13, maybe younger actually. 12, 13 to 28, 29.
And
So the crossover was when I started the sports journalism company, Nothing Long. That was the crossover where I'm like, this is dead. I can't do it because the industry weren't really there. It started moving into garage and all that. Yeah.
So
what's the energy around the UK rap scene? Is in like, obviously there's a projection and a marketing of a product.
It's underground, isn't it?
Yeah, back then it was different to like this drill rap and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was so underground.
Exactly.
It's more like MCing in a way, right?
What's that? Rapping?
Well, it's like rapping.
No, because you had Skinny Man.
Channel U times, like when you're looking at Roll Deep.
Yeah.
The Roll Deep fell off of the back of the garage culture, which then moved into grime, right? And that was the MC. That weren't even rapping. That was just lyricists.
Well, this in itself is reinvented.
You're talking. There's hip novelist. You're talking about hip hop because they're all poets. Let's just have it right. Everything's poetry.
That's what gives me those. Like, you look into the background of these guys, and they'll have like an English degree or something, or they'll like have studied. They're not stupid, and the way they can string words together, you're like, I mean, pick up a dictionary. That's a solid word, and you're using it very intelligently.
I'm waiting for
I'm shocked.
Can you drop us a little 6?
We're not doing that.
I know, right? That's just like, please do.
I mean, that's easy, but we're not doing that. Yeah. Like, we're not doing 16s on podcasts.
Also, I don't think
Sweet 16s.
Freestyle rap is not that desirable anymore. People don't want the, because famously there was that video of Stormzy trying to like freestyle on it.
I don't know. I think the game's the game, innit? But once you look at the industry and you know what the industry's about, if you look at what Wiley's going through and all that stuff, then you start to understand that the industry's not really built for organic, real content.
It needs a reinvention actually.
It's also a vibe, right? Like if you talk about Giggs is not the best wordsmith ever. He created an energy.
Yeah,
Central C creates an energy.
He's the landlord, isn't he? He's like the original.
Yeah. Landlord's a perfect term.
They sort of reinvent themselves. The rappers, that entire industry needs to be reinvented because the labels are making way too much money off the talent, and those guys are not getting enough money unless the likes of Central C, because I think he's self-managed.
Well, the game's changed, isn't it? Because of social media, right?
Yeah,
so prior to that,
anyone can be.
You know what I mean? You can set up your own stuff and just put yourself on Spotify.
I thought
create your audience.
Someone like Dave is.
I mean, the man I believe who really changed it, RIP, is Jamal, right? Edwards. With SBTV. I mean, that was huge. That was the beginning of YouTube.
Because that was just an extension of Channel U. Do you know what I mean? I just think there's. I
suppose
I just think the evolution was just natural.
Yeah, but he played a massive part in it.
100%, 100%. But then you got Rashid at Link Up as well. And Posty as well.
Yeah, for
Grime Daily. So they all came out at a similar time. With Jamal, he got the Virgin contract with Richard Branson. He got the money from Richard, didn't it? So each to their own. But again, when you look at the industry and you start peeling back the curtain and you see it for what it is, you can see where the gatekeepers are and where the money. If you just follow the money, you know the game. I just think, just like anything, once you follow the money, you know where the industry plans.
On MTV.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, we think we've established that he has actually reinvented it.
A couple times still.
And it was interesting.
I'm going to Google him. I'm going to start wordplay.
But I feel like your way of approaching it, if I can just be honest, is almost to like elicit embarrassment about it.
Why?
What?
Because you're probing at it and trying to get him to do like bars on the spot. It's something about it. It's almost like to elicit like an.
Ed's got my back.
No.
But it feels like that.
No, not at all.
It's all right, Ed. It's only Anna.
No, it's fun, but it's also like, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to discover the.
I can play bar. I've got tunes on my phone. I can play bars.
It's a part of him, like.
But why do you say do a 16 now?
No, that was me.
Well, you did as well, but you also said like, let's hear a rap.
No, look, Ed, don't do that to her. She's going to crumble under pressure. Look, hands her in the face.
You know what I mean?
Leave her alone.
I'm just thinking about random attack.
No, listen. No, honestly.
I feel like Michael shared. And then I think our first reaction is to almost like pile in.
Punch me down, yeah?
Yeah.
No, it's just I'm so shocked.
No, she's curious.
I'm curious.
He's looking after Mel mental health here.
I'm so inquisitive. I'm like, you were a rapper. Do
you know what you could have said?
I'm such a shock as I found out David used to be a dancer.
No,
Why are you doing that?
It's just
It's like, do a dance.
No.
Give us a head spin.
No, do you know, Anna?
If I was a stripper and I said to you guys, I'm a stripper, would you
wouldn't
not be
ask you
shocked?
to
What would we say? Strip?
I wouldn't ask you to strip.
Get on the pole.
And then David would be like, Anna, twerk here for me to see how.
No, we
how you
wouldn't
shake
do
it.
that.
But then I'd say to Michael, don't.
In fact,
just so random.
off with the camera, I might say, Anna, where you working? And I'll come and watch.
Yes,
Exactly. Off the camera, though. So this is what Ed's point is.
I'm saying you wouldn't ask me to do it.
I feel like I want to know, but
Right.
it's a part of you that I'm so curious about. I'm like, wow.
I get that.
Then you could say, Mike, I'll speak to you later about this.
Yeah, show me the
I
video
know.
afterwards.
Show me the video.
Right. Anyway.
Why was it a form of embarrassment? If he was good, like it's like seeing Stormzy.
If he was
You gotta
good.
leave them with this one.
If he was good.
If he was
gonna
really
be who's
good.
gonna be good off the just like that?
I'm good anyway.
The first thing I said to David was like,
banging
I want to
it.
see your videos. I want to
joking.
see the videos that
Yeah,
you
she
were
did.
dancing.
She
I
did.
want
If
to
we
see
were like
videos.
dun. Give us a head spin.
Maybe he was doing in it. Maybe do the robot.
Okay, well, why? Show us how it's done.
I want to see. I want to see the
Well,
chest
so
bump thing.
hang on. With the way this whole conversation's going, thanks for everything you've shared with us, Michael.
Thank you,
Sorry that
Michael.
Anna shot you down. But I think we need to explore you now as well.
What? I
Your
used to be a stripper?
reinvention. No,
Nah, you're a liar.
She used to be a housewife.
You're
though.
a liar.
does anybody know much about Anna before
She's a cleaner.
her,
I was a
25
cleaner.
years old?
I was a cleaner.
What,
You know what? I did dancing at
Yeah.
high school.
Okay.
what else did you do at high school?
Football. I played football, and I'm actually pretty good at it.
That's
still-
so funny.
No, you're not good.
Why do you think I'm
Show
not good?
me
I've
how
got
you kick a
videos.
football.
No. I can see by the way you walk, you're not good.
You should see that. I've got a wicked
No.
right foot.
She's Portuguese.
No,
I can play
that don't mean
football.
anything.
So-
I can do the bicycle, guys.
What was
I
your,
can do the bicycle. You hear the language about football. You hear what's going on
that's
here.
it.
You can
The
ride a
language is
bike.
wrong.
No, do the bicycle where the ball is coming and you do the bicycle. It's not what you guys call it here.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
You have
The bicycle.
never in your life done that.
Yeah, that's what I want to see right
I've
now.
done the bicycle.
Show us.
I will
Mate.
show her. This weekend, I'm going to get my kids to record me do the bicycle.
Please don't, because that's it. You,
At your age, you might not
done.
recover.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
one
done.
injury away from done.
that's a dislocated shoulder.
Okay.
What was the biggest reinvention of your life?
I don't know, going from a back office,
Did that cut that? Yeah, we know that came with some prices.
from a back office to owning a recruitment company.
Big change for you.
Huge,
Cost,
lots, cost
mentally,
everything,
sacrifice.
whole family.
How'd you feel about that?
I wouldn't change it.
Wow.
I do it twice,
Twice.
3 times before.
3 times, 20 times.
Give me a-
Stamp all over them.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. But to be fair, what that
It changed
probably
me. It made me a better person.
it revealed you, and it revealed them, and it revealed the relationship she was actually having.
Absolutely.
And maybe they weren't supposed to be in your life at this time at the moment until we don't know what the future holds as well.
And then,
So-
as you've said to me a couple of weeks ago, you're still getting to know yourself. So you might.
But how much of you do you feel that you have lost along the way in that journey? And how much does that impact you as a person today?
That's a
Because
big
you are
question.
very emotional.
I
If
am
your
very
job
emotional.
title disappeared tomorrow, who would you be?
That is a really good question because
Same, similar thing.
because
You saved her.
because
Saved her.
really good question because I was thinking even today that if everything was taken away from me, who would I be?
Who would you be then?
I don't know.
Who do you think?
Because sometimes, vulnerably speaking, I may identify myself with the new person I am, with my job title, with who I've become.
She might turn into like Franklin Saint at the end of
Who's that?
Snowfall.
Who's
Just
that?
cracked out. Just cracked out looking for money. Do you know what I mean? She did say she was a crackhead. Seriously, no, I can see personally, if you lost everything
Yeah.
from your character that I know of today, yeah, listen, this is hypothetical speaking.
Right.
I doubt if you will, you would go on a consistent hunt to chase that thing back. And that would be the thing that pulls you right back because you're chasing. You'll go from nothing, not chasing, to over chasing because you're older as well. And that will be your Achilles heel.
But we're a bit more tired now. I'm a bit
And that's
tired
my
now.
point.
I think careers have changed. Careers used to be career path, career ladder, but now I think careers are more like portfolios.
Facts.
Like you don't necessarily.
I like that. It's
career
true.
path. What is a career path? Especially with technology
good
and the
luck to anybody
changing
who's
world.
on that.
Yeah.
You know, reinvention.
I suppose you've got to reinvent yourself today anyway, multiple times as the economy and technology moves.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a survival
I don't know about
mechanism
you,
now.
but like I'm having a hard time at the minute because of current global affairs.
Absolutely, me
like,
too.
I've had 2 clients. I'm working on a project for 9 weeks, and this client emailed me the other day. She said, "David, we can't do this anymore. Our CEO said we're not hiring." And I'm like, I need to know about why. Is it because of current affairs? She said, "Yeah, you're exactly right. We're just putting everything on pause for a while." It's crazy. And so I have to shift. I have to adjust my mindset. Things have been going well for me this year, and all of a sudden, punch me in the face.
And potentially you've got to reinvent yourself at some point, maybe.
So yeah, I've got a miniature reinvention in terms of my approach to thinking work life at the minute. I'm a double down, work harder person.
As bad as it sounds, I think I found out the other day that I think it was on what's it called? Panorama.
God.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Please record. Delete that. Wow. Anyway, it's fine. That people are making £1 billion a day from this.
I've got a friend who I went
issue.
to university with who's worked for the same trading oil. He's worked for the same company since he graduated, so 10 years now. He is my age, and this year he's going to make £1.4 million gross.
There is always
he
opportunity
works
to make
6 a.m.
money.
to 8 p.m. and he has done for 11 years.
What's he doing? Selling oil?
Buying, selling oil. I mean, I was going to see him for dinner tonight, and he said, "Mate, I cannot do that."
Yeah, trade. I mean, trade is right now
That's amazing.
The thing.
People really prosper off what's going on at the moment, and other people suffer. And we're in an industry that will suffer.
So there's time to start looking at what else.
Well, you got to diversify, right?
Yeah.
Because if you was then in trading, you'd be trading oil right now, and it wouldn't bother you.
Yeah.
I'll spend the whole.
We need to start recruiting.
I'll spend the whole week looking. I think.
Basically.
True. Or you can change into oil engineers and stuff. And
there she goes, chasing the money.
Oh God! 10% of that, please. You didn't have that idea without me.
Go to Africa. It's a big place.
Yeah.
No, there's a couple of countries that I'm looking at already.
Are you?
Yeah.
What to buy?
Tell us more.
To buy.
To buy it.
Ed, a question for you with reinvention.
Yeah.
Your prior career, I assume this, but I think I'm right. You were quite a high performer and in a high pressured environment.
High performers in venture capital would be rich.
Yeah, but okay.
They be rich. They get like the power law effect, and they walk away with.
You're a modest guy, so what kind of
do
performance
I feel
level?
rich? I do not feel rich. So was I successful by venture capital or fund investment standards? Then no.
What about by your standards?
No.
But you had to reinvent yourself, right? And you've started a business.
Yeah. You have to walk away from
things?
something where the potential to move off a linear earning curve is huge. Yeah, but people get one deal, and they will. Some people will. I think Jason Calacanis put in like 25k into Uber. It probably made him over 100 million. Then they'll talk about it for the rest of their. He's moved on to other things, but you'll still go. That sorted me out, and it allows me to talk with authority. It allows me to get further into the fundraising environment. It allows me to start my own fund. It allows lots of things. So some people get these. I've got a friend who works at a VC firm at the moment, and the main partners there are potentially taking about distributions of about 2 million each. So their life's changing, and that's exciting because when you work salaried job, you turn up there, have 200 plus work days a year. You're getting your salary at the end of it. Sometimes they incentivize people with bonuses, but the whole mechanism of early stage funding is like disproportionate returns. And we've seen some people do that, even companies we've backed that we didn't have equity stakes in. But it's interesting because the entrepreneurship area is where the exciting stuff happens, but there's conditions under which an entrepreneur wants to take money, which is if you run a business that's profitable, you don't need money. So certain kinds of businesses that need external funding. And when you're doing it at the early stage, it's exciting. It's like very entrepreneurial. You're kind of in the trenches with them. When you start to get later and later and later, if you imagine, it just becomes more and more institutional. It's more what, ex-entrepreneurs being given 100 mil for their AI startup. Everything is now like structured, formal. You feel more like an investment management professional than you do an entrepreneur. And the more I started slanting up to that, the more I was like, this is becoming more and more like a job, and more like I'm dining out on somebody else's efforts.
Yeah.
Like through financial engineering, right? And then the market just went through a kind of collapse post 2021, 22. Our fund moved from late stage venture to kind of more small cap buyout of sort of profitable businesses like private equity. And private equity then has subsequently had problems with the cost of borrowing. So sometimes you're just turning a wheel that's never quite working out.
But you spent your entire time working with entrepreneurs, right, in a way?
Yeah.
And now you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't see myself as one. I
that
see myself as a
Yeah, well, we discussed that we both don't like that word.
Yeah, I see
Well, we
myself
just
as a
don't like
business
it.
then, or more, I see myself as somebody who branched off and took a chance.
I call entrepreneur, I actually spell it EN brackets TRY, preneur, so on try.
Yeah.
Preneur, 'cause
It feels like
it's
trying.
different
Yeah.
But yeah, my question is reinventing yourself from that career you had for many years into what you're doing now. Was it easier because you were always working with entrepreneurs, so the transition was easier? How you've had to reinvent and evolve?
There's some levers you can pull. I always caution to anybody, like, don't get drunk on the idea that you're as valuable as you think you are to everyone around you.
Yeah, so true.
Because you step away from an
Comfortable.
organisation or a company or a role or a function, e.g. offering people money. If you're not offering them money, you've got to be really sure what you are offering them, because money's appealing. When I send you an email and go, David, does your company need, money? You want investment? Most people go, yeah, I'll take that call, because there might be investment on the other side of it. If I go, well, I'm going to offer you services, it's like, nah.
Yeah. I've actually had that. I spoke to a guy last year who called me, a similar thing, and he was like, we basically invest in recruitment agencies. And I spoke to him for 10 minutes, and he was like, mate, to be honest, by the sounds of it, I could probably get you like 100K within a week. And I was like, that's insane. And I could imagine how many people say yes to that.
What was the cost of that, though?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
In my head,
yeah.
he told me it was like X amount a month following. But obviously, what 100K could do for my business, I could hire another 5 people. But
Yeah.
that's not the person I am.
Yeah.
Everything I've
No, and it's also like I didn't have a
self-funded.
plan for you offering me that money. So who's in control of this
And every night,
negotiation? Ultimately,
every night I owe someone 100 grand when I go to bed. That's the way I look at it. So I think that's a scary game, actually, when you get into that.
Reinvention's funny though, right? Like, as in, I think probably to anybody who's run a business is the conditions under which I started it were random. Like, people were like, what? And I just been speaking to my mate, and I was like, you know what? It's funny because I'd sat there frustrated in the sort of venture role. I'd stepped away from it to nothing, to have a kid, all the things that happened. Then took on another job. Like, you think you give something up and start something new, and life's suddenly going to go, well done. Like, here's the pot of gold. You did something brave. It was like 3 times as bad.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I've jumped out of the plane, and I've like landed on the helicopter or something below, and now I'm just getting like chopped up.
That's what they say. You quit your 9 to 5 to work your 5 to 9.
Well, but this wasn't even this. This was another job, right? But it just was
right.
micromanaging shithole.
Yeah.
And then
If ever you knew the story.
yeah. Then my mate had been talking to me about starting a business. I thought about starting a business, right? And then I was like, why am I delaying with him? I know that the number we'll be earning for the next 6 months will be poor. I was like, it's right there in front of me. If I actually take away some of the blockers in my head of like, but I need to be earning this and go, grow a pair, take a chance. It's actually right there in front of you. And I was like, he's literally asking you to join him.
He made
Start
a decision.
business.
In the present.
And you had to make a decision.
And then it's like, all right. And then actually, weirdly, then the strangest doors have just gone, all right.
Well, you made space, didn't you?
Well, one of my mates literally sent into a WhatsApp group. He was like, does anybody know anybody who does like process automation or AI workflows? And I was like, yeah, my business partner does. Speak to him. And that will turn into one of our biggest contracts potentially.
Oh.
Yeah, that is. I think business like that comes when you're not looking for it, because you're trying, and then when you're trying and you're building something.
But it's nice just speaking to people, right?
yourself.
And they if you've got good mates or good people around you, they're listening, they're figuring stuff out as well. Oh, actually, you know what, David? Like, I heard somebody was doing something around you. Is it a useful connection to make? And then suddenly you get this kind of organic participation, which is one of the nicest things ever. I mean, because you kind of go, like, in VC and that world, you can force connections. You can go connect with everybody.
Yeah.
This is like, you kind of can, but there's a lot of wasted effort going, I'm going to network, I'm going to do this, I'm going to push the energy out there. And it's like a lot of it's just nothing comes back. And then sometimes it's that organic lane.
Yeah, I think that's very much you, though.
My
You're
ethos
very
is
good at
always
that.
I'd rather just make, if the job needs done, I'd always rather pay someone. I get calls a lot about like my foreign exchange, but I get my friend, well, he started as a cold call to me, but he's more like, we're social now. My point is I always rather pay somebody I know. I'd rather the money was in their pocket than a stranger. Even like, there's a guy who picks up rubbish. He's got a rubbish removal company. I'll always use him at my house if we did work or something. No. That sort of stuff. Or the builder I gave you. Like I need
that guy, by the way.
Connections.
Yeah, it's about just like networking, and then that's karma, right? You do something that you constantly referring somebody's business. Eventually, that will swing around when it's time for you.
You're very good at that, though. You would call you randomly and say, "Do you need this? Do you need that? I've got somebody for this. I've got somebody." He actually looks after people, which is really nice.
Proactive.
Very proactive.
Wrap it up. It's a good conversation, guys.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Reinvention.
Reinvention, lots of it, lots to come.
Edward, close the show, bro.
If you enjoyed that and you want to see more reinvention as we figure out next steps, then like, share and subscribe.